and welcome to Adventures with Dee. I'm Dee, and if you're new here, I make videos on my adventures with starting my vinyl collection, as well as plus size thrifting and try-ons and hauls, and thrifting for home decor. Today I went on a little trip and to the antique mall here in Round Rock, Texas. I've been in Austin for 20 years and I didn't know this existed. Gotta love Google when you actually look something up and you find out something new about your neighborhood. Anyway, so I went there, not really expecting much, and holy moly, that place is big. So this is going to show you about my adventure that happened and how big this place was and the sheer amount of vendors that are there. I'd have to say there's probably around 200 to 250 vendors, and it's just a huge marketplace. And found some good stuff. Found some other stuff that I'm thinking I need to go back for. But for those in the vinyl community, there's some original pressings that I found, one that I grabbed and 5 that I didn't, that I'm thinking I should go and grab. So leave a comment below if you think I should go back for it. There's also a home decor item that you'll see in my voiceover that I probably should have grabbed, but either way, let me know. If you enjoy these type of videos, please consider subscribing, and thank you to those that have already subscribed and helped me grow the community. Appreciate it. On to the video. So here's a snapshot, little picture of what the antique mall looks like from the outside. Very unassuming. And here is the inside, which is about 15 rows back and vendors on each side. And then there's about 10 or 12 of these rows. Here's one booth that had a lot of records, a lot of cassette tapes. I spent way too much time in this booth. Here's some footage from a different booth that really took care of their vinyl. They had a sign that says that they clean the vinyl, and as you can tell by the labels here, it says whether or not it's perfect or not, whether or not it has background noise, and they price it accordingly. Almost everything in here was original pressings. I ended up getting one thing, but for my VC friends out there watching this, feel free to tell me if I should go back. I already have this, but not the original pressing of this Tom Petty. I have the reissue. But feel free to watch away and let me know if I need to go back. Okay, you've been patient through the record shopping. Let's hop into some home decor. Right now I found this really great little pottery studio area shop, and all of the pieces, for the most part, I love pottery. I don't have a lot of pottery. The pieces here looked great, and you can tell they're not necessarily antique. The prices were a bit high. If you see that, that was $52 for that little bowl, and it had a little kind of a snarky face. I kind of took that as I don't know if this is worth 52, but maybe it is. I was not willing to pay 52 for it, and I love acrylic and watercolor art. And so here I saw a whole bunch of great prints of watercolor, and prints are taken from the original piece and then made prints out of it. So these aren't originals, even though they kind of look like it. These were very nicely matted already, so you could easily just slip it into a frame and you have yourself a really good piece of artwork. Prices were a little high for what I'm willing to pay for watercolor, especially since I also watercolor and do my own acrylic art pieces, but I found some really great ones in here. Like I love landscape art and abstract, and so there was some good options here for that. I also had some on the wall already framed. You can see here in a second, there was some, looks like kids artwork would be great in a kid's room. And then this one piece right here reminds me of Texas, and I love the sunset so much. It was beautiful, but it was a little more than what I wanted to pay. I think they were asking $60 for that. So if it was around $20, $25, I definitely would have done it. But this booth was set up very nicely. I'm also looking for bookends. These vintage marble bookends are a beautiful piece of what I was looking for, but I did not get them because of the price. I can get them cheaper on eBay. Also, what I look for are brass candle stick holders, brass bowls, anything that's etched vases. These glass candlestick holders are great. They really look like something like Alexander Bow would have on his channel. If you haven't checked him out, you should check that out. Check him out. I'll link him below. And I started looking at these vases, and they're really great price. I've been trying to find them in Goodwills. You can usually get them, if you can find them, in this great shape with the brass and the black enamel like this piece. That one was, I believe, 16, I think that says. But these are really great to add to your home, to have, more decor, a variety of decor, stuff that you normally don't find at the stores right now. Like I said, at Goodwill, if you can find them, or other thrifts, you can find them for around $4 to $10. Here they're really reasonably priced. I just didn't need them for a project or for my own home at this time. And here I'm going and I'm looking at bookends. These little owl bookends would be perfect for what I'm looking for. They're not vintage, but they would fit the kids' room that I'm doing, a preteen. And I decided to pass on them because I didn't know for sure if she liked owls. So I ended up passing on them, but I think I might go back if she likes owls. This piece is a great little trinket box there for $13. Something that you're not going to find elsewhere. I really love these brass candlestick holders. They were a decent find for $17. They didn't have a lot of weight to them, so they were a little light. Usually brass candlestick holders have a good amount of weight to them. And then here I'm just really looking around. I found this piece, which I thought was going to be like a salt and pepper shaker, but it was actually a perfume bottle for $17. Really kind of Hollywood Regency looking. Here's a good example of a booth that was very much for early Americana vintage items. I was really drawn to this jug. I love large vases and jugs. You always have to check each piece. This one had a pretty big crack in it, and they were still asking $55 for, so I definitely passed on that. Be sure to check out everything before you buy it, inspect it, make sure it's worth what you're asking. Okay, now on to a bit of a montage of a few different videos and pictures of other items in the store. I honestly had to cut this whole thing back a lot. I had so much video, and I'm trying to just show you guys the good stuff, so enjoy. Alright, now that you've watched the video, what did I get? I didn't get much, but I did, because I spent a lot of money. But first and foremost, for anybody in the VC that is watching, I did end up going and getting the Steve Miller Band Fly Like an Eagle. This is the 1976 original pressing. I was looking up online to see what it was going for on Discogs and other places, and I got this for $16.95. This is going for anywhere from $20 to $30 depending on where I looked, so I thought this was a good deal. I saved a little bit of money, and it's a really good pressing, so I got this. I'm looking forward to playing it. Let's see, what else did I get? I've been really getting into pieces that speak to me just when I walk in and I see it, especially when you're vintage and thrift shopping. You just pretty much have to get it, because if you want it, it's most likely not going to be there later. So that would be my advice to those that go thrifting or go antique shopping or whatever the case may be. By no means did I need this, but I saw it and I loved it and I couldn't pass it up. And it's this and painted wooden horse with gold detailing and an enameled rock detail as well. There doesn't seem to be a thing wrong with this. I don't know how vintage it is. I don't have, and there's no stamp on the bottom as to, you know, who made it, but it just speaks to me, and I'm gonna put it on my end table. I love the little chain that comes down here from the horse. I don't go horseback riding that often. I've been maybe 5 times in my whole life. I've really enjoyed the experience, except for I'm allergic to hay, so I have to really dose up on my allergy pills. But horses are just such majestic creatures, and they really can read. I feel like they can read your intentions and your soul and your, you know, everything about you. And if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they tell you. And anyway, I just saw this and absolutely loved it, so I got it. So if anybody has any background on this horse, please let me know. I got it for $25, and I think it was awesome price. So please let me know. All right. I didn't do a lot of filming at this booth because I ended up being at the booth for probably a good 45 minutes talking with the owners. Happened to be there at this mall, antique mall. Not a lot of the dealers are there. They just set up shop in their booths, and then pretty much they leave it to the antique mall in general, which is why they pay for the square footage and obviously to get foot traffic. They leave it to them to be able to sell their products. But this was one booth, the jewelry booth, that actually had the owners there really helping with the booth, and obviously I love talking to people, so that's why I stood a little bit longer. But it was vintage jewelry, and they had some newer pieces there as well. I absolutely fell in love with a couple of these rings and a bracelet, 2 bracelets and earrings that I got from this booth. And the cool thing is that they were also having a 20% off sale, so I love that. There was some great turquoise, if you've seen from the video, and you'll hear from my voiceover what happened there. But I did end up getting this one emerald rock piece right here, and hopefully it's focusing in. A lot of vintage pieces run small because ladies of that era were skinnier and petite, and it's a different, I swear there's something different in the water and the food. But so it only fits my pinky, but I think it does great on my pinky. And then I got a turquoise piece. Hopefully let it focus in there if you can see it. It's really light and dainty, and I'm not usually light and dainty. I like kind of thicker, chunky jewelry like you saw just now. And but this is a nice turquoise piece there, and it feels really light, but it also makes a statement, so I think it's beautiful. The next piece, I was not looking for a bracelet by any means, and this seems kind of fancy from day to day, but I think it could also really you can wear it with casual, and you can also wear it with, you know, dress up, not like we're dressing up anytime soon. But this is 24 karat gold, and it's also black painted enamel in there, and I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up the detail, but it kind of reminds me of something that was like Egyptian in a way, but there's no hieroglyphics on it, but just the detail in it, it's amazing. It's like a 1920s piece, like I said, 24 karat gold. Also a really neat clasp that I can actually do myself. And it's hard for me as a plus size woman to try to find bracelets that actually fit me without constricting, and this one does a great job of that, and I fell in love with it and paid a little bit much for it, but not more than if I were to go to a jewelry store right now, and if they had it out, it would probably be a lot more than that. Plus I got the 20% off, like I said, so that helps. 2 more pieces here from a jewelry. This one is more costume jewelry, but I love the coloring. So it looks like, you know, a little bit of jade and coral and fake turquoise. This isn't real turquoise, but this is not vintage, obviously. This was relatively new, but it's cute, and I thought for $5 I'm totally gonna get it. And then the last piece I got were these earrings here, and they reminded me of David Yorman pieces, if anybody is familiar with them. Him, I should say, and his pieces. So it reminded me of that, and the green shimmer in this, I don't know if it's picking up on camera or not, but just really pretty, and it kind of has yellow shifts and black shifts and green. Green's my favorite color, so I had to pick these up, and the fact that they look like a David Yorman piece, but only paid $6 for them, I'm good with that. Anyway, so that's what I got in my trip. Again, if there's something that you see in the video that you think I should go back for, please let me know, because I will go back and get it. But thanks for joining me, and instead of my normal sign off to where I give you some kind of joy or advice, I give you a moment of zen. All right, take care.